Welcome everybody to episode 18 of Curse of Mother Misery. What we're playing is the module Curse of Strahd that's been slightly changed, transformed, and we're playing in the system and setting of Frostmark the RPG. As always, there's a content warning during these episodes of bad language, gothic horror, and gore. And with me, I have a wonderful cast of players. I have Lady Lyria, the half-elven magus, played by Julie. Hello.
I'm still mad at you, Nyx.
Kelvin, the gnome ranger, played by Weewu, is joining us a little bit later. He's gonna run a little bit late, but he's coming soon. And then we have Nixo the Sunny, the tiefling bard, played by Adrian. Good evening. Adrian? Say hello. Are you muted?
I was muted.
Oh, sorry.
There's no need to be upset with me.
And certainly not least, we got Sir Asphodel, the Silver Dragonborn Paladin, played by Erinox. Hello!
Hello!
Yes! What happened last time? Well, Nyx indeed went missing. The whole party, Aragorn and Esmeralda, went searching for him for different reasons, but eventually they found him again, returning from one of the elven huts, scoring. Obviously scoring. He was scolded a little bit by Esmeralda, but as he told the party her goodbyes, she was going to leave early in the morning and she had a date that night, so she couldn't spend more time with the party. She is searching for her mentor, Rudolf von Richten, who is out for revenge against Strahd, and she is thinking that she should return to the tower that sits in between Vallaki and Kresk to see if he has returned there. Holtz and Illyria spent a lot of time last episode with each other, drinking a lot of wine, talking about themselves. Illyria talked about her family and a little bit of the Protectorate, and Holtz explained further his thoughts on Strahd von Sadovich. He also confirmed that the party was free to travel with him to the gates in the morning, saying that Burgomaster Vargas Valakovic wouldn't let anyone in during the night anyway, or the party was free to take their own wagon because the Blue Water Inn has space for more than just one wagon. Asphodel went off to do bat sausages.
Yes.
After teasing Illyria a bit. And Nyx and Calvin went to Seligal's hovel, checking up some of the local prices and ordering a custom job for the ladle. And that is when we are going to come back to the Vallaki camp. It's about bedtime when we are going to check in with Asphodel and the bats.
Yes.
Yes.
How am I doing?
How are you indeed doing? What are we going to? You do have a background of a hunter, so you do have a lot of experience with wild game and using everything of an animal. So that makes a lot of sense. But you don't have any art and craft skill of like cooking.
Nope.
And these are bats, so they are not the easiest to extract meat out of. And we don't have that many herbs around either to use.
What kind of flavorful, like probably flavorful plants are around Asphodel right now?
You can try to go scouring a little bit in the woods if you like to. Like maybe find some wild, maybe forest onion, or maybe a herb or two. Let's do a survival.
Got it.
A survival intelligence.
10.5.
All right, 11. It's very. Barovia is very sparse when it comes to anything growing, basically. Anything good and helpful, it's bad at it. You maybe find a handful of spring onions, but it's gonna be a very, very sad affair in comparison to how much horse entrail you got and bat meat. The percentage of onion to sausage is going to be very, very low.
What?
Okay, I mean, that's okay. Are there any flavorful leaves? Or at least they look like it. Though they may not.
Well, you kind of search for herbs and roots at the same time.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that's what you found, some spring onions.
Alright. Well, that's as good as it's gonna get!
All right.
You!
Oh,
She doesn't
that-
have any salt. There's no salt.
Didn't somebody
Bad meat is
pocket,
saltier
like,
enough already.
everything? Didn't somebody pocket like everything from the bone grinder as well?
Oh yeah, we have
Yeah.
some herbs, or I gave them to Kelvin. Like a whole bunch of herbs
Yeah,
and
let's
spices.
say those things are in the wagon. I think those would be in the wagon anyway. Let's-
Okay. Well, she'll she'll come back with their haul of sad forest onions, and
Yeah.
she'll try to like sniff out those herbs and spices that we nicked out from the hell wind fan wind. Oh no!
Just please don't add the mother's.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, we are not putting that in. we are not putting that in.
yeah, no, that might be a bad idea. Where do I have step back in chapter 1, or do I have it here? It wasn't in the party funds, so that was a little
What's
bit
that?
in the party inventory, and so I need to go
What do you
back.
want to put in there?
What you got from the windmill.
I have it in my personal inventory because
Oh.
we're running. So,
Oh,
well,
I
Calvin
see.
has the herbs and spices and salts and peppers and stuff. I have
Right.
the youth and laughter potions still.
Mm,
The milk was used for the tea party.
okay.
Wait, all of it?
It was a very milky tea.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot
Ugh.
either
Ugh.
of that mother's milk. It's kind of like a
Tepid
vial.
milk.
All right. Then she'll, if it's with Kelvin, she'll seek out Kelvin to borrow it.
All right. Let's say you have created a mass of bat sausage right now. You kind of grinded it
Mhm.
down, and you have cleaned the entrails by heading off to the lake. And now when you have the mass and the entrails, now you're looking to mix the mass with something to give it some flavor. And you see when you stand up, and look around, you do see Nyx and Calvin standing in the middle of the camp.
All right. She'll walk up to them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hey, I saw that. How's the cooking coming?
it is coming along. I tried foraging in the forest for anything, interesting, but only found onions. I think I recall that we've gotten some more, like what's it, spices and herbs from the windmill.
Right. That's true. Kelvin, you have them, yes?
right here.
I imagine I grabbed them. You're muted, by the way, Becky.
I just lamented over the fact that I need to sound Scottish. Um,
Yeah. Do it.
yes, I do. Thanks.
I mean, to me, that Loki just sounded like Essie.
I wasn't prepared for a Scottish accent.
You can do it all right. Yeah.
Bless you.
So, may I borrow it? I promise to not to use all that there is, but just enough to give some flavor.
Yeah, can you do? Don't use all of it.
Oh, certainly. I certainly won't do that. And she'll extend her hand for them.
He rummaged in his backpack, and it's kind of like a big sack full of stuff. You did just throw everything in a sack that was just lying there in the windmill, and it includes sugar, baking powder. Nyx has the special named things on him, right? It's not in this bag, or
That's right.
and then you also have some jars with spices. Indeed, these are more very hearty spices. Spices used for cooking main meals rather than desserts. There's no saffron or cinnamon here. It's like rosemary, parsley, those kind of herbs. In pretty good amounts, actually. You can probably spice these all of the sausage by using probably 50% of these herbs.
All right. Okay. She'll make do with them. And there is salt. There's one that clearly says salt.
Oh yeah, there's also some salt. Yes.
She amongst them, she kind of rummages to make sure that salt is amongst them. And when she does, she kind of pulls it out and kind of breathes a sigh of relief. Salt. This every dish needs just a little bit of salt. I was afraid for a moment, that if we didn't have it.
Some of the Bastani is doing donuts with their wagon in the distance. I'm sorry, I had to put that in. Yeah. All right.
Horse farting.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a lot more.
All right. You blend those things and starts stuffing the sausage. Okay.
The question is, how well does she choose her spice selection?
Yeah, what's her taste buds? Shot? Are they shot because she has the breath weapon? To her, a tiny amount of salt is basically a fistful.
It's also a dragonborn, but they are more less vegetarians. They can survive on vegetables, but they're definitely more meat oriented than other half elves and humans and stuff like that. I want you to make me a dexterity check and then a cunning check. There won't be any disadvantage here because you do have survival pretty high and your background.
Okay, so Dex and Cunning, right?
Yes. Dex putting it together and cunning for the spicing.
Alright, give me one moment.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
All right.
Yes, right now.
All right. You have raw sausage. It's looking pretty well put together. Now they require smoking or cooking to last.
She'll take the what she needs for, what we're eating today, I guess. To cook, and the rest will be smoked.
All right. All right. Let's say until the end, when it's time to go to bed, you're finished with everything. Because you've already had dinner tonight. So this is post dinner.
We've had one dinner, yes.
What about second dinner?
Gotta test out the sausage. At least cook one sausage to
All right,
see how well it
snacks.
turned out.
Late night snacks. All right.
Yes.
And
Late night sausage.
you picked up
I love me some late night sausage.
wow. Oh no. I didn't realize what I just said. You picked up a bunch of bats. It's 30 or so bats and horse entrails. Oh god. Might be a little bit much.
They're chipolatas.
All right. Let's say you basically have done 10 meat rations.
Gotcha.
With all of this. So you cook up basically one ration this evening, so you got 10 more smoking during the night. Do you gather everybody to taste the sausage with you?
Well, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. About that time, Holtz and Illyria are saying goodbye to each other. He had wandered back with all the blankets and the tankard. He had bowed, kissed your hand, Illyria, and thanked you for your company, and basically leaves you with your friends and heads off to his wagon. Do you say anything when you return to them?
Yeah, so I assume I see this, this Mr. over here. And, she just kind of looks at Illyria. That's it. She just looks at her.
Give me that look.
My face.
Oh, nothing. Well, not anymore, please.
What's that supposed to mean?
Simply nothing. But the more important thing is that I have made these sausages now. I have been told by my brother that my sense of taste is quite dull. So, see how well I did. I'd like to know how they are with you all.
I did drink and eat quite a lot. I'm not really sure I could stomach a sausage right now. She just gives you a really awkward smile.
Well, call it a emergency snack to be eaten now.
I don't need an emergency snack now.
That's why it's an emergency, because the emergency is now.
I don't see an emergency.
She kind of goes takes a step forward and and presents the plate with the sausage piece and puts it really close to Illyria. Yes, there is. Just one bite.
Illyria looks around for the other party members.
Nix is just looking at you, Illyria. And looking at Aspinall, looking at you.
I don't know what you're so apprehensive about.
Yes, it's simply sausage. Just
It's
a
good.
piece.
It's a bad
not
sausage.
the whole thing.
A delicacy.
Well, if it's a delicacy, I think you should have like a bite.
Oh. I gladly do.
Very well then. And she kind of like, kind of crouches down so he can pick a piece.
When Asphodel crouches down, Illyria runs away.
What check do I need to make to freaking grab her?
Alright, let's do a quick initiative check here.
Alright, well, I have advantage on initiative. Yes, it doesn't matter!
Alright. Illyria.
No!
Alright, let's do a grapple check here. You are holding sausage with your other hand. So this would be
Yes.
with disadvantage on your end. Unless you want to drop the sausage, which I don't think you want to.
Yeah, nah.
So
So
it would
grapple
be
check.
athletics brawn or dexterity, your choice. No, it would be athletics brawn. And then Illyria, you get to choose if it's athletics brawn or dexterity to resist.
God.
Oh no. This is sad. 8.5.
And Illyria?
Low roll.
If it isn't a nat one, Illyria escapes.
Alright, okay. So, what happens here? Asvada immediately stands up and turns immediately as she sees Illyria starting to bolt. She reaches out to try and catch Illyria, but she dodges out of the grip, and you have and Illyria is able to stumble a few steps back.
Nick's gonna look at Calvin and say, I don't know what it is with these girls and not enjoying sausage.
Oh god. Get a grip, Becky.
Maybe Illyria's alert.
Illyria's just like
Maybe-
shouting while she's running away. Oh, I'm sure you enjoy your sausage, Nix, alright?
Maybe you are a little too full after being with Holtz. Maybe he gave you some sausage? Oh.
Wow.
What the fuck? No.
Sure, okay.
Why would he?
I don't know, you seem like super full. Like exceptionally filled up.
I
Not
don't
even
think
taking
this
a bite?
conversation can last much longer with Illyria just sort of like bolting around like here somewhere.
For somebody who's full to bursting, or at least they claim to, they certainly run fast.
Kelvin states that he agrees, and then chomps down on the sausage. He coughs. It's a little bit hard for him to swallow, and then he says in a very hoarse voice, that's lovely. You just need some water.
Oh, water. Well, okay. I'm gonna have some water here. She like takes like her water skin, presents it to him.
He like gulps down a lot of it.
As he's gulping it, she's gonna like try a bit of sausage herself, but also like beckon Nyx to take one.
Uh-huh.
Take a piece.
What do you do
Sure.
next?
Nyx would take it and then like do a sleight of hand to try and like put it away and pretend that he's eating it.
Alright.
Like,
Okay. Let's do a subterfuge. Subterfuge cunning here. And Aspera, if you want to see what's going on, perception composure.
Yes, she will.
So good. Wait, you rolled a 20?
It was composure since she's not
Okay.
actively looking at you. Oh,
This is delicious, Asfata. The best sausage I've had in such a long time. It goes down so smooth.
Aspera, when you eat it, you find that you might have gone a little bit heavy on the spice. Like, it's definitely on the spicier side for you.
Okay. As for kind of like, she eats it. Kind of like rolls the the spice around her tongue, trying to taste, because sense of taste ain't that great.
Yeah.
But she finally like feels the spice, like, oh, I believe I put in enough. I can taste it.
You're quite the cook, Asfata. It certainly changes things up from when Kelvin cooks. Maybe you can cook together sometime.
No. Oh, that would be lovely. Says Kelvin.
Well, certainly lead towards some improvements in the future on my end.
Nix will put the sausage in his bag. He's gonna save it for later. Not to eat.
To secretly throw it
Very
away.
well then. In the morning, I'll be sure to beckon Illyria to try to see what her opinion is.
We'll see. There's a lot to take in recently.
It's understandable. Besides,
Lots of strange new faces, and we have a place to be.
very true. We still have to go to Vallaki and the swords. Though I believe she's found some interest, and she looks over to the carriage over here.
Yeah.
Nix will not return her gaze, but just like keep a little bit stone faced as she's like doing that.
Right.
That didn't seem to get a reaction out of you, Nix. Something the matter?
No. Maybe I'm just tired.
Tell me, when Nix came back with from the description, from the little report, summary, that he went out and did the do.
Yeah.
And was this before or after Aspera went to make sausages?
That was before.
Okay, before.
You guys were searching around the different wagons. You found some Wistani playing dice. You found a Wistani, a
Preparing
young
a
teenage
wagon.
Wistani, like putting out candles and like putting up perfume and like putting down a really nice blanket pillow fort on the floor of a wagon. And when you stuck in your head, he turned around with biting down on a rose.
Oh!
With an expectant look on his face, expecting Esmeralda, seeing a big silver dragonborn's head instead, and like shrieking out of fear. Turns like super red in the face, what Mustani can do, and slamming the door in your face.
And Asphodaga's gonna crane her neck real close. Can I make an insight check?
Oh yeah, this is for the past. Okay.
Oh no, this is for now. I mean, in the present.
For Nyx. Or?
Yes, for Nyx.
Oh, okay.
To see how he's doing right now.
Alright.
What's bugging him? Some feelers out.
Yeah, because after that you went past like a daycare wagon, and like a few minutes after that, then you saw Nyx comes like striding up.
Yes, riding up victorious.
Okay, 14. Nyx, you can roll if you want to, or you can just say what Asphoda sees.
Since it doesn't beat my passive, Nyx is difficult to read at the best of times. Well, not at the best of times. More like his emotions tend to fluctuate, just like the wind's blowing. And could mean anything. It could mean that he's actually tired. I mean, the fact that he came back from an elven hut. But there is obviously a little bit of a less of a sparkle, shall we say?
Kind of like tilts her head, or like craning her neck like back up. Not very lively today. I would have thought that such a comment would elicit something, given the previous events.
Previous events? What do you mean?
Well, you went out with that elf, did you not? The rose petals and all of that.
No, there was no rose petals. It was.
So there's no
forgettable.
misunderstanding here. That was a tiefling waiting for Essie that was holding like the rose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. That was Nyx, and I was like, oh no.
Nyx came back from an like the huts down the hill. But the one that you saw was waiting for Esmeralda.
Okay, I understand.
Like this guy here.
Yeah. Gotcha. I understand. Okay. Then disregard that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indeed, there are still coming some weird sounds from the F wagon over there.
The F wagon. Oh my god. There's sounds coming. There's sounds.
Oh my god. The F wagon.
Oh my gosh. Well, the day has been long. And from what I've gathered, after doing such deeds, people are typically tired.
Perhaps it's just been a lot to take in. Some surprises here and there, shall we say, and yes, strange new locations that I have not visited for a while. It takes it out of you if you are not prepared for what is around you.
Or you could be jealous.
Jealous?
Who knows?
Of Illyria? Of Holtz?
One or the other, or both.
I would not say jealous, if I'm honest, but there is certain. I do have thoughts. She is in my mind right now.
Yes. And any particular reason why now?
Yes, but I cannot really say at this point in time.
Very well then. She kind of has this faint, like the corner of her jaw faintly smiling. See you in the morning.
Sleep well, Asphoda.
As do you.
Just as she's walking to wherever she's gonna sleep, he's gonna catch up with her real briefly, and just like catch her attention just as she's I walk away and go, time to wake up.
I never learned. I'm so sorry.
I'm
gonna change the time right now.
Just because we are amongst Vistani doesn't mean that we should, how do I put it, not keep an eye open.
She kind of like tilts her head perplexed. Well, yes. Of course. Like, remember what I said about familiarity and how I'll be more afraid of something familiar than something foreign?
I don't know if that's true, but if it works for you, sure. Just be on your guard, okay, Aswada? I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
She kind of narrows her eyes, kind of cranes her neck back down, and kind of whispering, "Are you hiding something from me, Nix, that I should know about?"
I don't think so.
You don't think so? That means you have an idea but don't want to elaborate, perhaps?
Good night, Aswada. Next we'll head back to Kelvin.
All right. You guys have some blankets in the wagon. Somebody can probably sleep on the floor in the wagon. Calvin can probably fit on the bench. There's also space inside of the tent. It's pretty warm inside of the tent too. Otherwise, you can always just find some place on the hill to sleep. And for Asfred, I don't really care about the cold.
Yeah.
Where is Illyria?
What is Illyria doing over there behind the tent?
Well, I imagine she's just sort of like somewhat panicked, like just sort of like looking like a little bit like around the tent, trying to avoid Asoda.
Yeah, you see like Aspida like walk past
Okay,
and
she's
heading
just
down the hill.
Run over here.
I'm gonna walk down the hill.
Alright. So you're basically standing amongst the horses. Some of them like moves their neck and looks curiously at you.
She basically does like, like this sort of like a finger in front of her mouth, like this to the horse. like, please don't give me away. I need to hide.
Shushing the animal. Oh my god.
He just blinks at you and then like turns back.
And she's just gonna hide away for a little while.
Okay. And then?
I mean, it's like, what time is it? It's like bedtime?
Yeah, now it's probably like 11. Closing in, like probably like 11:30 or something like that.
She does think for like a little bit and like tries to like make her way over to see like where she can sleep when I think it was around this side where she saw it, where she sort of like this
the wagon,
the prison wagon that she saw catches her eye again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's actually in this direction. Yeah.
Okay.
But
and
you do see it.
she's gonna like see if anybody's looking.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna move some Mustanis into the tent.
I feel like Nix is incredibly disappointed right now.
There's basically 2 caretakers of the horses. Who, did see you come in there. Amongst the horses, But they're not. They seem to be like taking care of them and like standing guard and taking care of the horses, making their like top.
She's gonna to try like to sort of like maybe like vanish like behind one of the wagons and just like try to sneak towards
All
the
right.
prison wagon.
Okay. Nix, are you like actively like looking for Illyria? And if you notice that she doesn't return, would you go searching? Or
Absolutely. I mean, if for not like I'm, you know, the moment she leaves my sight, like a 3-year-old, but more like, he did have that conversation with Asphodel, so which I imagine is like at the same time. But
yeah.
after going back to Kelvin, they like chit chat for a minute or two. Nyx is gonna be like, spidey senses. He has something in his mind already, of which you know why, and he would like be getting to like meerkat around the camp looking for Illyria.
So Illyria, you basically have like less than 2 minutes here of a head start during that shitty chat with Kelvin. Let's make a stealth cunning of like evading these two Vistani's gazes. Alright. You start heading down the hill towards the prison wagon. And you do not hear any alarm behind you. You don't know if you've been noticed or not, but there's just no reaction coming from the camp. And you head down the hill in the evening air. It's dropping down to like almost 0 degrees. So there's definitely a bite when you leave the circle of warmth that is irradiating from the tent. The forest is is dark and stark, and you haven't been alone in the Barovian forest for all this time, so your nerves and your senses are definitely on high alert.
She's sort of like a little bit unsure of if she should do this or not, and sort of like looks around a little, especially knowing that she does have a sort of creepy vampire that's after her. But she like her curiosity is sort of like wins, and she makes her way to the wagon.
Alright. It's standing in the same place. It's left exactly as you left it. Both of the back wooden doors standing ajar with that unlocked padlock hanging from one of the hinges, and that locked iron bar in front of your face. The scratches on the padlock, the scratches on the iron bars, and the scratches of the wood, and that nasty smell of humanoid odors. Odors? Odors. There we go.
Orders? She's just sort of like really she just sort of like wants to know if anybody's like in there.
I mean, it's dark, but you have your dark vision, and there's still like some light coming from the tent even down here. So you might have to strain your eyes, but like this morning, there's nobody inside. You can see that clearly. It's just basically a large wooden box that has these iron bars.
She just sort of like wonders why Nyx was like so adamant about her not being there, and sort of like turns around, like just like stretches a little and does like and makes her way back to the camp.
Alright. Could have tried if you wanted to do like another perception or investigation if you wanted to, but if you feel like you're out of place and the forest is
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
creeping
I
up on
don't
you.
think like she definitely had a look around, but if she doesn't like see anything, so I don't
Not
know.
without
Like
the skill check. No.
I can she definitely had a look around, so if I can roll perception,
Alright, perception intelligence.
we all know how smart Illyria is,
Smart.
by which I mean not at all.
Oh, damn.
+4 to your intelligence. That's above average.
Well, just perception. Her intelligence is a +1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than average.
Yeah, I mean
It's more than Nyx's.
she did have an education, you know.
Yeah.
Education.
Overrated.
Yep. Homeschooling.
Look, not everybody is as pretty as Nyx.
Wow.
Gets by as a thirst trap.
Wow. 19 is pretty good. What you do notice is that this wagon has seen travel. The wheels have been rolling down dirt, mud, and stone, and it's well traveled. It's seen wear and tear. And inside of the wagon, beyond the iron bars, you do notice a scratch mark that has a peculiar shape to it, and that somebody, the more that you look at it, the more you realize that it's not really a scratch mark, it's more of somebody etching it into the wood. And you need to like lean in, like press your head against the bars, angle your body so the light of the tent above on the hill can get as much purchase inside of the wagon as possible. But with your dark vision, you do see a diagonal closed scroll being crossed with a simple crossbow. So it's like an X symbol, like one side is a scroll and then above it is a crossbow.
Huh.
You guys, Nyx and Kelvin, you've been searching around the area. It's easier to see what's going on right now because there's less we study about. More of them lounging inside of the tent, having that like last drink of purple mash before going to sleep. And you can't immediately find her.
How long do we look?
You'd probably be just like walking like around the camp for maybe a minute. Just walked around it, basically. That's what you had the time to do.
Oh man. Nyx is gonna first think she's gone to visit Holtz. Since we're giving her shit about it. So he'll like move his way over like here and just like listen in. Like he doesn't need to get close. He just wants to hear if there's conversation happening and if it's with like Illyria's voice in there. As long as you're not muted.
Sadness. There's conversation coming from the wagon here. You can hear Essie's muffled voice together with a younger Bistani. But over here, it seems deathly quiet. Except for these two guards, sometimes moving around.
I roll my eyes as I hear the noises in the F cart.
There's no action though going on. He's just talking.
Okay. That's what they want me to think.
Okay, sure.
It's all bondage and stuff in it.
Wow. What do you guys think of Essie? Damn.
It's just standard, Vistani. Hashtag Vistani things. It's expected.
Hashtag Vistani things. Oh my god.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag wine.
Hashtag serving a cruel vampire overlord.
That's what I said. Hashtag blessed.
He's gonna turn to Calvin and goes, "Oh, it's bad. I was meant to keep an eye on her. Where do you think she's gone, Calvin?"
She couldn't have gone far, right?
Right, she was here just a minute ago.
She wouldn't just leave. I don't think so.
And is this there? What's this there?
Maybe she found a Vistani for the night.
Or an elf. She seems more interested in the elves.
Maybe she went back to that leader elf.
Maybe. I mean, what else are we going to do? Let's check it out.
Alright, I'm with you.
And I'm with you too. Let's go.
Alright. The elf is in this direction, so I think do you leave Illyria after seeing that symbol, or do you stay? Do you want to do something else down there, or
She's just sort of having a little bit of a look at the symbol, but I think she's already done that, and she's sort of it's that's kind of weird, but this is an empty wagon, and I have a feeling that Nyx was bullshitting, but there's nothing for me to do here. So she's just gonna walk back, and I don't know if she would see Nyx and Calvin or not.
Yeah, as you exit the tree line and look up the hill towards the tent, you do see Kelvin and Nyx basically rounding the hill and walking down it in this direction here.
She waits for them to be a little past, and then she's just gonna make her way back to the camp.
Alright! You sneaky bastard! You're giving them so much pain! Alright.
And, well, maybe not entirely before she's first of all, Nyx did the same, so fuck off.
Alright, sure. Uh-huh.
She's just after she's already almost back at the camp, maybe trying to get their attention.
Alright. So basically just before their heads disappear over the horizon,
Yeah.
Nyx, Calvin, you do hear Illyria shout out a greeting behind you.
I stop it and turn around, and I don't look at Illyria directly. Maybe Calvin does. But I look around her, see if there's anything following her, or someone is Holt's there. And he doesn't go to her. He just nods and then says, "Come on, Kelvin," and walks back into the camp towards the cart, I suppose, to start setting up bedding.
Hi, Illyria. Do you also go back to the cart? Do you head into the tent?
Yeah, I mean, she wonders for a second because that seems kind of unusual for Nyx, I think. But then she just sort of like goes and like, you know, finds somewhere to sleep.
All right. So eventually, all of you come to sleep. Back at the your wagon, except for Aspida, who is lounging down on the hill, enjoying the cold. There you are! Finally,
Ah!
no more Scottish accent. Ah.
Sorry, adults like to talk.
Oh. Just a quick when it has happened. Aspida made a bat sausage. It was spiced to her liking, but it means that it's extremely spiced for everybody else. The execution was pretty good though.
I'm just reading what as for the forcing sausage on Illyria.
Yeah, there were a lot of meta jokes.
Sounds a lot more suspicious.
There was a lot of meta jokes about sausage and evenings and eating
Did
them.
Illyria like the sausage?
Illyria ran.
Illyria ran away.
Appropriate.
And Kelvin, you and Nyx have been searching for her a bit, but you guys basically returned to the wagon and you're sleeping. That's what happened right now.
Nice. I need sleep.
Good. Alright though. Going back to this. Whoop. That was stunning, good old music. Alright. When do you guys reckon you come awake?
I feel like Aspida is an early riser.
Yeah, I can
Nyx
definitely
has
see
a very, very light sleep.
I imagine Illyria probably sleeping for a bit longer, seeing that she like
I want to sleep, so I'll
drank
sleep
a
longer.
little and like. I mean,
yeah, you're feeling dry. Like it's not like you have a hangover per se, but you're feeling very, very dry. Let's just say that. You're not feeling top notch, if that makes sense. Sluggish.
yeah.
Drunkard.
Nyx would wake up early, I suppose, if the others are like sleeping in a little bit. He would like take the minimum amount of time rest for it to get like the recovery.
Alright,
But
so more like 6 hours.
yeah, and like up at the crack of dawn, if Aspid is up at the same time, he's just gonna be like hanging around the cart a little bit, but just like walking just in the Vistani camp, go look at Boreas, see if he's got enough feed, and preparing him for, I guess, the brushing him and preparing for the morning travels. But if what time does Aspida rise?
Like, yeah, like 6 hours is enough sleep. Early riser. Like before the crack of dawn, even.
Where are you sleeping?
She was
She's
sleeping
on this
the
side
hill.
of the hill,
Yeah.
Just on the ground?
the ground.
With like a blanket underneath her. She doesn't need one on top of her, but underneath her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cold never bothered her anyway?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she'll be up and about. Gonna like try, take like a smoked sausage and like think of how to prepare it so that Illyria can eat it.
Oh my god.
It is a pretty. It feels like it's gonna be a pretty warm autumn day. Despite being autumn, it feels like one of those like last days of summer. Appearing, even though in the middle of the chill of autumn. But the clouds above seems to be darkening as the morning goes on. So especially, Aspida, with your survival, you suspect that it might rain later that day. Aspida and Nyx, I think more like Nyx, because Aspida's on that side of the hill. But Nyx, as you exit the wagon, you do see further down the road leading back towards Vallaki, or like the main road. You do see Esmeralda standing in the middle of the road, repacking her backpack, slings it over her shoulder, looks back towards the camp, sees you standing outside of the wagon, and gives you like a salute and a tooth grin.
I wonder if there's something from a childhood aspect, like a hand gesture that they would have known. Something to the extent of keep an eye out, like, or keep your wits about you, like something like that.
Yeah, I think that can be conveyed. She nods back to you, do the same symbol, and then there's a cutting symbol over her neck, as in, if you don't do the same, I will kill you.
Yeah, Nyx will smile and, I don't know, cast poison spray into the air as like a farewell.
You can hear the echo of laughter coming up the hill, and then she turns around and walks down the road, and a few minutes later disappearing in the trees.
Right. Yeah, he'll stick around the cart. Keep him watch a little bit.
I think Aspida would return to the cart because she needs to, pick up the sausage and then cook it, and you probably had like a little cooking fire outside of the cart going.
Yeah.
And with your smoking facility, so you're basically being a little bit of a mother hen over your smoking sausage during the night, like poking them, checking them if they're the right consistency.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Lyra, Kelvin, do you wake up at a reasonable hour, or do you need to be woken up?
Reasonable.
I think Illyria does wake up. Like, I think usually she would be up pretty early, like, being a soldier and all.
True.
But she's, just like sleeping a little bit longer today. She's not feeling like getting up.
Hitting the snooze button 2 times, but not 3. I get you.
But eventually she'll like get up. So it's not like it's late for her, but I don't think it's unreasonably late.
No, I don't think so too either. For the Vistani though, it seems pretty early. Yeah, it's still very quiet over here. And in the wagons, there's only like a very tired guard standing by this wagon over here, and these wagons over here, and Holt's wagon. And for the horses, basically around. Everyone else is asleep. But Illyria, Kelvin, you get out and you're greeted by Aspida, like almost like a predator grin as she is cooking sausage.
I don't like that.
Good morning, everyone.
Well, if you excuse me, I do really need to freshen up, and I really need to pee at Illyria just
Noble's life
She's
is
smart.
very strange. I think we should prepare ourselves for a full day. We must head to Vallaki.
I'm feeling hungry enough for a full day. Just no bat sausages. Please.
I thought you liked them.
You heard us for this.
I'm not feeling like shitting myself today.
He just kind of grins. It's understandable. A smaller creature tends to have sometimes less tolerance.
Kelvin's gonna narrow his eyes at that, like, what do you say, bitch?
Is there a problem, Kelvin?
If you keep on saying stuff like that, there will be.
Well, is that so? Well, since you're not doing anything about it, I guess that's an invitation? Just maybe.
If I had my fucking ladle, I'd hit you over the head with it.
Yes, we have a ladle, but I believe you're quite ladleless.
For an hour.
That just makes him look sad now. He just feels sad now.
Oh no! You made him sad. How dare you?
It
Wow.
won't be long, Asphodel, before you have to be careful around Kelvin and those words regarding his ladle.
He's gonna look at you with like murderous intent now. He's just like, you know, as soon as he gets his label back, you're fucked.
She returns that murderous gaze with sausage and offers some sausage.
He'll take it without saying anything, still staring at her, and start eating it.
Your eyes start to water by the amount of spice that is within.
Ha! Oh, that's hot.
Oh, thank you for trying my sausage again. I appreciate it.
I don't like how you said that.
The consistency ain't that bad. Like for being bat sausage, I think the execution here is actually pretty good.
Did you add the spice, or were they like spicy bats?
No, she added the spice. She made sure that there was enough spice so she could feel something. But her taste buds are very different from yours, so for you it's just like over-spiced to like 300%. So it's like nice texture, but damn, I need to drink like a whole water skin.
Yeah, do you have any water?
I would, but you've drinking my last one.
Fuck.
There's like barrels around, probably, of water.
Yeah, he's gonna go look for a barrel that's full of something he can drink.
Yeah. It's definitely is no problem. And you have water to your heart's content. At least you hydrate from these sausages.
Asphodel is secretly trying to make sure everyone's hydrated.
Performs the sausages of forceful hydration.
These sausages would actually be pretty good for like hangover, since it's like a lot of salt in there, and it needs to
Yeah,
drink
it
a
would
lot
be
of
really
water.
good, yeah.
That's
Because
true.
it gets in with alcohol, yeah.
Yeah.
We might need them. We could have needed them for Illyria last night. She should have eaten some.
He was too intimidated, it was the problem.
What, by your massive sausage?
Clearly.
It's the girth of it.
Okay. Half an hour passes. Take control now. And you.
Oh, shut up.
You have breakfast. You freshen up. You refill your water skins. Clean out the wagon. Like put everything back where it should be. And about that time, the Stani are also starting to wake up, head out of the tent. Guards are being relieved so they can head in and sleep. Them as well. And Luvash and Aragel make their presence known, sitting on some barrels, eating breakfast together, having a chat, and a little bit while later, Holtz exits his wagon and joins them.
I go to Asfada amongst their bantering of sausage and say to her, well, we have a way in now. Whilst you were preparing your amazing sausage, along with Holtz and Luvash and Aragal, they have very kindly volunteered the last barrel of purple mash to go to the Vallaki town because they're dry, as a way of getting us in without having to question Evistani along with them.
I see.
But this requires us to go along with Holt as well.
Well, given that he's familiar and a human.
Everybody's I'm sorry, human doesn't exist here. They're all stuck on Frostmark, so everybody's
Fucking illegal.
My bad.
Basically. No problem.
Only cool pointy-eared people allowed.
Yeah.
No
The skin's
humans allowed,
named
no
purple.
girls
The skin
allowed.
is purple. So I was wondering if you would be so kind as to help load the barrels once we tell Luvash and Aragal that we are heading off.
Well, of course, I wouldn't not help.
Very well. I'll go get Boreas and bring him back to the cut. I imagine Illyria, the men might want your presence briefly for the morning.
What are you on about?
Kind of like goes
So
goes get the horses.
Who,
Nix
wait,
ignores what
do you mean?
you said, Illyria.
who- Like Gilear is just like, wait, who?
The gentleman.
Yeah, Calvin, Aspida, Illyria, what are you doing?
I was gonna, did Nix ever mention, like, what time they'll be executing this, or this meeting?
Oh,
The only thing you've heard is basically this morning.
Gotcha. She'll assume they're prepping now and go towards the wagon to assist.
Alright. Calvin?
Calvin's gonna go sit on a random barrel.
Alright, just watching other people work, perfect. You're doing a
Yeah.
Nix? Damn. Wait, why is Nix working? Wow. Maybe.
Hey, somebody's got to do it. He's taking the
I
responsibility.
mean, I guess Illyria is gonna like check it as accidentally going to open a different website from her bookmarks. Give me a second.
I thought you went like in the game for a second. I'm like, what?
She has been fucked.
Illyria's gone. No, I like, or it wasn't like a bookmark, but like I accidentally clicked on like the like address, and it's like went to like fucking Pinterest or something. Illyria is also just, instead of doing nothing, just gonna have a look around, see if she can like find the others and see when they wanna like go.
Alright, you do see Aragal, Luvash, and Holtz by the like enjoying some breakfast outside of the tent together. All three of them.
She's gonna awkwardly wait around with Calvin.
Alright. As soon as Holt like sees you walk past, he gives you a nod and a small smile. Whilst Aragon and Luvash looks at you a bit more coolly as you passed.
Illyria like politely like smiles back and like greets them, and then like tries to look like she actually like has some business with Calvin. And...
Alright. Perfect.
just imagine like this really awkward like a conversation starter because she doesn't do that at all. Like, so like, how's your ladle?
He's gonna look at her offended if she
Alina
does
doesn't
that.
know what she's supposed to do until we actually get going, right?
Mm.
So she does this thing where she like awkwardly like wanders around trying to find something to do, and then she sees that they're still having breakfast and like awkwardly like walks past them and greets them and then tries to look like she has business with Calvin.
So what do you say to Calvin when you arrive?
So how are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Fine. I mean, those guys seem busy. Actually, maybe I could help out with getting our wagon ready now that I think about it.
That might be a good idea, yeah. It's my job to procrastinate, not yours.
How about you actually help out too?
Fine. And he'll hop off his barrel and go head over and try and help. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
It's the same.
All right. You get Boreas situated. Boreas has been taken care of well. One of the one like taking care of the horses comes out with like the original barding and helps Sticks put it on. Lead the Boreas back to the wagon. So he can turn it around, so it's like ready to go beside Holt's wagon. And without these three like having to like lift a finger, there's Vistani people among in the camp that are basically rolling out these barrels and putting in them like in a big pile over here. There's 5 of them. One of the they start like lifting them into Holt's wagon, but Holt's wagon already have iron in there, so they turn to you guys and basically asks if you have any room to spare for two of the barrels.
Of course.
Do we?
Yes, we have plenty of room. As for that, would you visit her?
Yes, of course. She'll lift the barrel and try to put it, after finding space in the wagon, put it in.
Alright, you load the 2 barrels in, no problem. It would just be a little bit more tight back there than normal, but it's definitely doable. By the time you're finished, you can hear Holtz Aragol like make some final like goodbyes to Luvash, as Luvash is standing there more in like hunter's garb, and together with a few wood elves and like more like soldier Vistani, seems to be heading out to the forest again to search for Arabelle. And there's like these final goodbyes as this hunting party heads out. Search party, you can say. Before Holtz and Aragol walks up to the 2 wagons, inspect the progress, and Aragol peeks over the wagon over there to you guys and says, alright, Nix, Lady Lyria, and the rest, are you ready to depart?
Yes, I'm quite set.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Then Holtz kinda takes a step further to like lean over Aragol, says with a smile, I will be taking the lead, and then we will be notifying the guards, and hopefully we will get Baron Vargas to come out and have a talk with us. I was just park just the side of the road, and hope so you do too as well. They probably want to like check what's inside. So if there's anything that you carry that could be considered illegal, I would leave it here.
I look at Calvin.
Kelvin looks offended that you're looking at him.
Aspida looks at Nyx on this.
Area looks at Nick.
Kelvin's gonna cross his hands and arms and like nod, just like, mm-hmm.
Looking back at Nyx, huh?
Nyx gives like a sheepish grin and like, what? What?
Well, do you have any unsolicited guts?
Other than what's in my pants, that's what
She looks unamused.
Illyria like desperately tries to hold back. Like she does like this, like, you know, arms in front of her mouth and it's like
I'll take that as a no.
Surprising.
I think we're fine. I don't know exactly what they mean by illegal goods, but I think we're okay.
I mean, I don't think we have much to begin with.
True.
Just sharp wit and devilishly good looks.
That might just be you.
Kelvin looks offended at you just saying it's just him. Just like,
And she just sort of like looks at Calvin and is like, I mean, of course, you too. All of us. Yes, all of us.
So patronizing.
As he just looks over to Aspida.
This
it's like-
interaction.
You too, and it's the afterthought. Like,
This
And
interaction.
she's like, she has like this look of fuck, I shouldn't have said that.
Holt shackles to himself and says, "You're clearly in a good mood. That's good. I will take the lead."
okay.
And then on 2 horses, behind your guys' wagon, 2 Vistani guards are following as well. You guys know.
Behind our wagon?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like Holtz and Aragol in the front, then your wagon, and then 2 Beridden, Vallaki security, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now it's an excellent opportunity to take a short break before we get to the next part of the story. So,
Ready?
go fill your drinks.
Be right back.
water.
Hope you guys are enjoying yourself in the shed. I finally have all my players with me so we can progress in the story. I'm so happy. I'm also gonna go and refill my wine. Be right back. Even if Vallaki doesn't have wine, doesn't mean I don't.
I'll be right back.
Come back.
Wait, you weren't muted?
No, I was muted.
Okay, thank God.
Talking
I-
about
I-
Like,
I
no,
did
he's
not
doing
wanna,
some
like,
hip thrusting
have
and
other people
rotating,
hear
I
our
think.
little goblin noises.
Mhm.
Oh no, he was just teasing me.
Half expecting him to wear his pineapple pants.
Oh, his bacon ones.
There's ones with broccoli too.
Ah, nice. He's got like all of the basic food groups.
Mm-hmm.
No, no.
Got a well-rounded meal package.
Oh no. All right, let's not talk about this.
What, sausage?
Good.
We've been talking about that an awful lot tonight.
Why?
Hey, I'm not the one who made bat sausage.
Last time it was polishing swords. Now it's bat sausage.
I'm sorry, but if Sunny does something sexual in a D&D game, you know what's going to happen. No, not D&D. TTRPG, sorry.
It's okay. Illyria, Aspida.
I'm here.
Okay, Illyria. Alright, we're debating on Illyria. It's hard for me when I don't have a visual confirmation of what's going on.
Would Nix know what Aragon means by illegal objects? Like, because he's known about Vallaki, right? And he's like obviously been denied entry probably before when he was younger or something. Is there? Would he know?
I think he has an idea, but it was Holt who like reminded you guys to not have illegal items, and he actually been like going in and out of the toll. So I think he would have more like expert knowledge.
Sure.
But maybe Aragon would know a thing or two. Welcome back, Judy. All right, now we're gonna start again. The wagons creak as they roll down back onto this smaller road, heading back to the main road of the Swedish woods. You pass by the lake, this dark pool of Lake Sarovich again. You're seeing this imposing mountain of Baratuk in the distance, looming over the valley of Vallaki and the lake itself. Until you move back towards south, leaving the lake behind you onto the main road, and then turning east back towards Vallaki. You have about an hour of traveling here. So if you guys wanna do something during that little travel.
How far back are the guards following us?
They seem to be in this like golden distance of respect versus like convenience if something happens. So maybe like 10 meters behind. Like
Okay.
out of earshot, but not out of like they can reach you quickly if they need to.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just gonna be like a little bit quiet, but at one point I'll like look to Kelvin and just say, "Hey, Kelvin, remember that folk tale we were going over yesterday?
Mhm.
I think it's still needing to be discussed."
Kelvin just has the face of what the fuck? Just like, oh no. Okay.
In a sense that it should be retold.
All right. Don't go over it again then.
I um
What?
yeah, I think you
Sorry.
know. Yeah, let's go with it again. And Nyx will recite the same fairy tale of gnomes, a gnomish girl who is like lost in the forest,
Uh-huh.
and using native words in gnomish, the same words, and once again getting those words wrong. Have I got it?
You got it perfect, me too.
All right. Great. And Nyx will bite his bottom lip and then just like look off, to the cart in front.
Kelvin is now just gonna keep his eyes out for literally like anything that doesn't look normal, like whether it's out in the woods nearby or with how our people are acting.
You're muted.
Damn it.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
I should keep track on your passive perception, Calvin, and notify you if you see anything out of place. Illyria Aspida, just enjoying the morning, or Illyria enduring the morning.
Enduring is a better word.
Yeah, that's what she's still conniving.
Also, like, she is, like, very wary of Asphoda.
Is Illyria just like looking at Asphoda right now?
Well, I think Illyria, are you driving?
I'm pretty sure Illyria is driving, but she's sort of like scared that every second Asphoda will pop out and try to feed her more sausage.
Alright.
I can't. Okay, so if I poke my head out, can I get this see a glimpse of Illyria's stressed out face?
I think Illyria looks more done with life than anything today.
Oh.
Okay. She'll pop up and say, Illyria, is something the matter?
I really don't want any sausage.
Asphoda kind of blinks. No, I wasn't about to ask you that. I was more so asking, is something wrong? The day has barely begun, and yet you look like constipated.
I just had a, I mean, I wasn't that drunk, but I did drink a little, yesterday.
Uh-huh. Yes. And?
I'm just not feeling the best today.
I see. But
Do you
hope. Yes?
Did you recognize something odd about Nyx?
She kind of takes a quick sneak peek at Nyx if he's paying attention or if he heard that bit.
I think that Nyx is sitting in the back, keeping check backwards, I think. With Calvin in the back of the wagon.
I mean, Illyria would try to be somewhat quiet, but she's genuinely just kind of concerned.
I think it's up to you.
Nix's
Nyx.
passive isn't that high, and he's got other things on his mind.
So for now, unknown.
Okay. I sort of will, say it very quietly in a hushed tone. Um, say, yes, I quite noticed it. I don't know why, though. Do you have any ideas?
Not really, no. I mean, he was a bit worried, like, he was a bit overreacting over an empty wagon, but other than that.
Is that so? Which empty wagon?
Just some prison wagon that I found.
I see. You can always speculate, but maybe when we return, we can take a sneak peek.
I had a look. It was pretty, like, boring, actually. Empty. Obviously smells like shit, quite literally.
It's not good. Perhaps, well, I might be thinking too much into it. And, given how we've seen, uh, who was that, tiefling? The purple one that Asphodel was trying to, Pity, that's it, I just remembered.
Yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know what sort of, treatment they do if you do something incredibly bad. We've seen what happened with Pity. Who knows? Maybe he had a similar experience. Or maybe somebody he knew was thrown in there. Speculations and all.
Maybe. I'm not sure Nyx told me the entire truth about it. But,
Well, it certainly is something that is a bit touchy for him. He did think there's something here that he doesn't want to tell us. At least I know that part for certain. Has he said anything to you about keeping an eye out?
not really, no. They wouldn't, like, barely look at me when, like, I said, like, when I saw them walking towards the elves yesterday.
Well, it will certainly be something to bug him over quite soon. It really depends on how important some things may reveal themselves later. What have you noticed, then, in his weirdness?
He seemed a lot less annoying.
Damn.
Like, I don't know, like, when I like went for my little walk yesterday evening, I expected some sort of, like, witty comment or joke or something,
But there was nothing.
Which, to be fair, I did not really talk to him that much after he just vanished on us.
Again, well, I had a similar experience. I meant there was a little bit of banter, mentioning you, of course, and certain individuals. I expected him to poke a little fun, but surprisingly, no response. At
What
least not
individual are you on about?
come again.
What the fuck are all of you guys on about? Like, what individual?
Oh, I was mentioning that. Oh, what was his name? Holtz. I was mentioning Holtz.
What does Holtz have to do with anything?
Nothing. I simply tried to crack a joke. But I didn't really get that classic Nick's response. You know what I mean, right? That flavor of banter he provides.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, I do miss it a little. I mean, did crack a joke earlier, but
Fell flat.
I thought it was funny.
Well, I'll certainly keep an eye out for his sake. Don't know what's going on. I can't claim that I do, but oh no, it's just concerning.
I guess, I mean, if anybody talks to him, it's probably better if it's you. Like, you tend to, like, threaten to stab him less than I do.
Or rather, at all. You are the sole source of that threat. Which reminds me, why do you like that threat so much?
I mean, I guess when we first met him, I genuinely meant it.
Oh, yes. It felt so long ago.
And he can be very annoying, and he just, snuck off, and everybody, like, was looking for him, and it turns out he just, like, shagged an elf or something.
Then again, I don't know how to put it, but I'm not one to keep checking up on individuals unless it's really, really unusual. That, well, I wouldn't check up on him for that. Or at all. Who knows? It's just the threat of poking your head in to any of those Stani cards needs a warning sign.
Oh. Did you look in that one too?
Unfortunately so.
Poor guy.
Truly. What was it? It was exactly as my father had put it.
Lyria, ask how her father had put it, please.
How did your father put it? I don't know, I was just expecting her to continue.
She didn't. She just said it and explained.
And after she sort of like, I guess Lyria would do the same way, like she expects you to like continue. Then she just sort of like looks back and is like, how? What?
Oh, you wanted to know? I thought that ever since I said something along those lines, when Strahd had fled, most wouldn't want to know more.
What?
But truly, do you? Do you really want to know?
If you ask me like that, I'm not sure I do.
It's entirely up to you, Illyria.
Okay, what is it?
Do you really want to know?
If
Really?
that, I need to know. And she
Oh,
just sort of like laughs and like, grins at us, sort of.
you need to know, Illyria. Is that what you said?
Oh, come on, don't be like that.
My father said that if a man waits at the bed in preparation, well, that only means he's a woman on the inside.
What?
They're trans?
Wait.
It's a term of him saying they're simps. Waiting for. And then he proceeded to tell me to never marry a simp. You mean Asphoda's dad invented simps?
Asphoda's dad invented Sim.
Oh my
I support this timeline.
god, so do I. I thought it would be the Vistani, but no.
Is
Pinky
Asphoda
Dragonborn.
just gotta like...
It's just a horny dragon.
I support this only if Asphoda at some point calls Strahd a simp.
But she called Strahd one pump chump. After he drank Illyria's blood and vanished, she meant that.
But Illyria just kind of like chuckles a little and is like, I guess your father had a lot of interesting things to teach you.
Anyway, it was more so that, how should I put it? That I choose a proper mate when the time comes.
Good luck to them.
Truly, I don't know how my mother found my father, but she somehow won the lottery. I found that other Dragonborn are quite, well, lackluster. Disappointing even. I think
It's just so fucking big.
You mean the standards?
So what makes the other Dragonborn lackluster?
Well, the red ones are quite temperamental. They can't seem to calm down. Some others are, well, they strut their pomp and their style. But when you truly confront them, they turn tail quite quickly. I don't know. It's not like they present themselves well enough. Either that or my expectations are far too high.
I'm sure there's a proper mate somewhere out there.
I mean, that was my father's wishes. I never said they were my own.
So what do you look for in a mate?
I don't, because I'm not interested.
That's fair.
Yes. Then I can just dedicate all my time to making sure my little brother is set. Somebody has to pass down my father's wisdom after all.
So, your brother, how old is he?
He's quite young. 16. Still a spitfire. Should know a bit more, but he's getting the ropes.
Well, most people grow up eventually.
Hopefully.
I'm sure he'll do just fine.
Yes. I'm sure he's doing just fine right now. Are you okay over there?
I'm not, I just saw what Adrian.
Fucking Adrian.
What did he do?
He
He said something tells me that asphodel is the definition of pent up.
All right, you guys continue having your discussion about dragonborn mating culture. For a good portion of the hour-long journey towards Vallaki. Oh my god. Let's get our heads out of the gutter and get back to the
Aw.
horror.
Our heads have been
Get back in the car.
gutter this whole
Get
session.
back in the car.
Yeah, back in the wagon, guys. Get back in the saddle.
Like, our minds have been in the gutter this whole session.
Yeah,
That's
it feels
just
that way, yeah.
TTRPG.
No, I thought asphodel is quite wholesome.
Oh, she is. Like,
But the rest of us aren't.
All right.
honestly, I they should continue that conversation sometime.
Yeah, yeah. There will definitely be opportunities to continue
Why are
talking
you
about
so
the
interested, though?
intricacies of dragonborn mating and
I-
as for the
Well,
sexuality.
actually, like, not dragonborn mating rituals, but I feel like with her brother and expectations, there could be a very interesting conversation between Asphoda and Illyria in the future. Anyway,
Cool.
Not that your characters have a thing with dragons.
no.
Okay. Okay. We you guys quiet down a little bit.
Asphoda is the big sister. Don't ruin it.
Fine.
You quiet down as you start seeing houses lining the road going up towards the Vallaki proper. There are some dilapidated farmlands right now, mostly lying in rest after the harvest. A few huts and farmer houses. Both lining the roads, but also being sitting on the fields, and they get more and more clustered together as you trot up towards the gates. Calvin, I want you to do a perception composure, please.
Nice. Let me just find it. Okay, it's that one. Oh, 13?
You're sitting in the back and like watching the world going past you, and as you trot by one of these houses, you see a cloaked woman standing outside on a porch, removing some dust coming from the resting fields from her porch, and her her head is covered by a cowl. She must be wearing some kind of headdress or something above her head, but there's the cowl covering her face is sitting way higher up on her head than it should. And as you narrow in your eyes on it, you realize it's horns.
He's gonna tug on Nyx's like shirt and just. They have horns.
Let's take a look.
That's not normal, is it?
Like, look where Calvin's pointing.
Yeah, you see a woman dressed in like a gray, pretty pale gray cloak. She was in the middle of sweeping her porch, but she has stopped in the middle of it and is like openly staring towards this procession going up towards the gates. And you do also see the shape of the horns underneath the cowl covering her most of her face.
Would I have any indication in terms of like if this would be like a religious thing? Like, would this be something that people do for a certain god, or like, I don't know, is it like a cult thing?
Let's do a quick intelligence check with you, Bexxy. Just to see.
No. Could be anything. Oh my god.
Wow.
Smart boy today. He's been reading.
Wow.
He's like on high alert.
Damn.
Both my rolls natural 20s. Oh yeah.
No, you don't go towards suspicions of having like being like a cult or anything like that, because as soon as you lay eyes on this feminine figure, you realize that this is probably the exiled tiefling that you heard stories about. A half tiefling, half Barovian, who is living outside of Vallaki.
And would Nyx know anything further to that? Like, is this something that has like a folktale or like a rumor that's always been around? Like, don't go, like, watch out for the half tieflings.
Yeah, like there is a stigma, definitely, around her. You remember her first name to be Anya, but you don't remember her last name. It wasn't really like spoken to you. Everybody like knew her as Anya. Nobody really talked about her like Barovian last name because it's not the way of the tieflings, you know. And I think you heard a story of her trying to go and live with the Vistani, using the like herbal skills that she got from her mother. After she went and tried to live with the Vistani after her mother had died, but you're not entirely sure what happened. No one really talks about it. But for some reason, she ended up not being welcome in the end. So now she's basically living in the borderland between the Barovians and Vistani. In between both of them. Only place she can live.
Well, Anya.
It's a very lucky roll. That you're able to get all of this information.
I like to think these kind of stories are the things that Nyx would have paid attention to because they add flavor to his book.
Ah, true. Yeah, that's true. That just happened, you know. She's pretty old now. like 40s and 50s. So this happened like before you were around, when you were really really tiny. But she's basically been living here maybe for like 20-30 years.
I will say, well, legend has it that's Anyar. She drinks the bloods of gnomes.
Calvin's gonna look at him like, how the fuck you mean? But then like, oh, ah.
I'm
scared.
messing with you, Kelvin. I mean, it's a sad story.
He's gonna punch your shoulder, playfully.
It's well, she doesn't fit in anywhere, and I recall her story because I've always felt some sort of kinship with it. She was not really a Vistani. She was not really a Barovian. She has no place in this world.
She doesn't fit in.
No, she doesn't conform. So she is left in the night by herself.
That
The
is
poor woman.
quite sad, indeed. Perhaps
If
we
only
should.
people weren't such assholes.
Yes, the study can be quite polar. It's either you fit in or you don't. If you don't fit in, you're out. Sorry, cut you off?
Oh, Vistani and Barovians both.
That is true.
Vistani seem a lot more friendly though, full stop, so I'd prefer them anyway.
There are some.
Plus there's you, and he'll
Pros
put
and
his arm
cons.
around your shoulder.
Ah, didn't have to say that, Kelvin. What do you want? He's gonna like check his pockets.
He doesn't want anything right now. I'm telling you now.
Not right now.
Plus, if he did want something, you probably wouldn't have it.
I know he gave you all his gold, so it's literally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was supposed to give it back to you actually. Fuck. Speaking about shit that I'll give you back the gold, I guess, because I was actually supposed to give you it back earlier, because you're actually coming with us, which is fucking great, because I do not want to be here without you.
Oh.
So he's gonna hand back the gold.
All right. I'll add the 14 back.
And don't worry, I didn't spend it on the ladle.
That's okay. We're not too rich. We've been richer, Kelvin. Hey, you're muted just in case.
Cart stops by the cart in front of you stops by the side of the road, a respectable maybe like 20 meters away from the gates itself. Holds an Argyle kind of park on the side of the road. There's no houses clinging up against the gates or the road close by the gates here, probably because of security reasons. It's just a large, muddy, open area with these imposing wooden palisade in front of you, built high and thick, and all the poles have been sharpened to very deadly and vicious points, pointing all up towards the sky.
Reminds me of my mum's house.
Your
Excuse
mom
me?
got her house like that.
It wasn't the most inviting.
I mean, I guess the swamp was dangerous.
To be honest, everyone's house was like that, yeah.
Touch of feeling at home, Calvin.
He's gonna look at you like,
Aragorn and Holtz like jump out. They walk up to the gates. Holtz turn back, gives you guys a smile, and kind of moves his head as in you should like come with them. The Vistani, one of them like stalk after Aragorn, and one keeps at a respectable distance from you guys.
Well,
Alright.
yeah, time to get off the car.
Asphodel will leave first.
Illyria will like walk up and like, I don't know, try her best to look like, I don't know, like confident, I guess.
Alright.
Calvin's just gonna walk behind Nyx by not that much.
You know, trying to put on like those noble charm that she apparently has.
Alright. Before you came into earshot, there seems to have been like a conversation with the guards on top. They shout back, and they disappear above the palisade before you get there. And as you walk up, Holt turns to you guys and says, "Well, so far, it's a mixed reception here. They're going to fetch Mr. Strasny."
Who?
Oh, Isek Strasny, the captain of the guard. He's not... Let's hope that he's in a good mood, so we can get to Vargas.
Oh, I see.
He's an arsehole.
You don't have to say it out loud.
Holtz leans down
It
and
comes
says,
with me.
"Well, that may be true. It might not be a good idea to say it that loudly, Master Kelvin."
Fine.
Maybe you should just, you know, not say much for now.
Damn.
Everyone looks at her like,
Damn.
Look, I know you're a very charismatic gnome.
he looks flattered at that. I have my moments.
Was there a butt there?
She's
Illyria?
like, but let us deal with this for now, okay?
I'll let you have your chances.
There's definitely there's like a wait here of like 5 minutes or so, as the captain of the guard is basically fetched and is marching over here. There's more guards gathering on the palisade. You can see like about 6 of them just looking down. They have short bows in their hands, with arrows loaded, but they're not raising the bow or like taking aim, but the arrow is knocked. And Aragal is talking softly to his Vistani friends, but sometimes eyeing the guards up on the wall, like he's acting nonchalant but still keeping an eye out. Do you do anything to prepare? Or do you just wait?
There
Understood.
are guards only on the palisade, right? The gates are closed.
For now, yes.
Understandably wary, I suppose.
We have to make sure we get in there, one way or another.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'm sure so. I believe so too, Lyria. But this isn't the time to say things will or won't happen. I think we have to get inside. So, if you see things going south or anything, we don't want to upset them. We can always back up and see if we can find another way in.
Asphodel just, whispers really low. I know a way. If everything goes bad.
I have no intention of upsetting anybody if you guys don't.
Sure. I mean, can't you, as a lady, Illyria, I don't know, use your nobly wiles? I don't know if you can want to rub shoulders with other noble dignitaries. I don't know if they're in any Vallaki, but maybe there are. Your heritage goes a long way.
I can certainly try, but if I was good at this whole, being a noble thing, I wouldn't have decided to become a soldier instead.
True, but you do not have to speak. You just have to act like a lady. I will do the talking for you and pretend to be your herald.
I guess that could work.
Let's see how this plays out. But
Although I'm not sure I look that much like a lady anymore.
you do yourself an injustice, Lyria. You've been on the road for a while, and you still look like you do. Kudos.
I'll try my best.
I'm sure you will.
And I get the compliment. She sort of smiles, but then she's like, no, and just sort of
Sort of like.
it just sort of looks away for a second, tries to not let you see it or acknowledge the compliment in any way.
I see. It's a bit of a tense wait. There's no chit chat among the guards on top. In juxtaposition to Aragal, Holtz, and the Bustani, sometimes firing off handoff comments to each other it looks like it's going to rain later. Hopefully we're inside by then. We need to do something about this wine situation. We can't keep on going like this. Stuff like that. But they're still eyeing the situation out of the corner of their eyes. And then eventually the creaking wood heralds the gate opening. And there's an additional 2 guards on the side of another what becomes obvious immediately is the presence of another tiefling. Tall, just above 2 meters, muscular, not dressed in armor like the others around him. He's more casually clothed in hides and leathers, and they are form-fitting enough so you can see his fit musculature. He has thick black horns that curl over his long black hair that is hanging in strips. It's not that well taken care of. He quite maybe needs a bath, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person who cares. And his eyes are these two burning red eyes. And his right arm is covered in furs and leathers, but his left is completely bare to show off this scaly skin with weird horns sticking out of it, almost like a dragon's spine going all over his left arm, and his left the hand itself is long claws with blackened nails, and they look like they can deal a lot of damage if he would use those claws on somebody. He walks in with an aura of authority, and the kind of authority that he knows he's powerful and dangerous, and he's not going to deal with any bullshit, frankly. He strides up towards Holtz and Aragol, not really caring about personal or polite distance or bubbles here. Basically stands in the face of Holtz and Aragol. Holtz just have a smile as he straightens his back and regards him with a polite smile, whilst Aragol furrows his brow and puts his hand behind his back. And you're standing slightly behind this, you can see him playing with like a dagger that is stuck into a belt, and he has on his backside. He's just playing around with the handle, trying not to look intimidated or affected by his presence. What is this? What do you want? Why are you here? Aragol sends like a side eye towards the rest of you guys, and he says, "We, as the Vistani of the Vallaki camp, respectfully but staunchly ask that we are able to search Vallaki for our missing daughter, Arabelle. And we know of your apprehension of our kind, so we have come to a compromise of only allowing one person." And before you can finish that sentence, Isik Strasny, the captain of the guard, raises his shin, and his expression turns very, very angry as he says, "Out of the question! No Vistani are allowed inside the Vallaki. This also goes for your missing child. You have no purpose here. Now leave." And like turns his back, stomps back towards the gates. Holtz calls out, "Well, what about he doesn't have an accent. What about the wine? We have wine to sell." He turns his head around and says towards Halt, "How can we trust you? You tried to smuggle in weapons inside of Vallaki. How do we know that this vine is not poison? We don't want anything from you, merchant." A matter of fact, it was not weapons, it was ore. I don't care. Now leave.
Can I fucking shoot him?
I'm just gonna put a hand over, Kelvin. Just to silently say, "Don't do it. Don't do it."
Does it look like the conversation is progressing, or do they look?
I will give you like an opportunity to jump in here before Aragal and Holtz like try again. That's why I'm pausing.
I don't want to jump in. I think.
I don't want Kelvin to jump in.
Like, Illyria just sort of like looks toward Nyx if they should like sort of like this look of like, should we jump in somehow?
I think, well, if poison is the matter, I think someone should take a couple of sips from the barrels to prove to them that it's not poison. But
I'd be willing.
maybe I don't know. Asudar, I'm happy to go talk to him, but being a Vistani, he seems like he doesn't like my kind.
That's what I kind of like, she watched that whole encounter and she's studying a Mr. Beef, Mr. Red Meat over there. And
Yeah.
Illyria,
Description.
Illyria does her best to look like sort of like not intimidating, but like sort of like trying her best to like have this like confident, like noble, like aura, and this like
I'm comfortable. I belong here. Pay attention to me. Yeah.
Kelvin looks like he's about to throw hands.
and she's like would you really not consider our gift?
Isaac turns around for the second time, and his burning red eyes burrow into yours, testing your resolve. And he says, who are you? Who are you supposed to be?
Lady Illyria Feathermore. I was hoping I would be able to maybe speak to the
The name means nothing to me. Why should I care?
well, the Burgomaster might care if you won't let me and some of my friends.
Can Nyx kind of like angrily get down like off the cart, like dismount and like strut up, like all confidence?
oh
like,
no.
Right up to the guy. Yeah.
Ask for to stop him.
Illyria's like,
That's what I want to stop him.
Yeah, that happens in the middle of your speech, Illyria. So 1 second here. So
okay.
Nyx jumps off, all confident, strutting up towards Isaac. Aspera is in a position where she can interject, and so she towers above you, Nyx, on your way over there.
Well, it's like she wants to stop him from getting all the way over there, I think.
She's definitely gonna she's not gonna step out and run to him, but the moment he sees Nyx and Nyx's expression, she already knows shit's gonna go down.
So you're basically
She knows that face.
And what is the hush conversation that takes place between the two, or is it just looks?
I'm gonna give Asphoda a look that is more like play along rather than she's seen Nick's, angry, looking with blood in his eyes.
True.
He doesn't look like this. It's more like pantomime.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
Radio. Oh, where is it?
Oh damn. That's a 20. Yeah.
Like,
But
can
you-
she?
Uh-huh.
Can she tell that Nick's is? Nick has a plan.
Yeah, but do you convey Nyx?
Well, he would like to think that he would, like, Asphoda would remember that they, not a moment ago spoke about making Illyria and her noble status be more prevalent, and that he would be her herald. So he is basically playing the role of a herald who is upset that someone doesn't know her name, and like be that that guy saying like, "What do you mean?" kind of thing. I don't know how much you can convey, but it's more like play along with the whole story based on what we just spoke about.
I know. Aspen is doing her part. She, like, angry person that feels it would be inappropriate that there wasn't at least one person trying to do a stop. But
Sure.
she'll step aside.
Okay. Excuse me? Excuse me? Do you know who this is? How dare you not know who this is? This is Lady Illyria Feathermoon. Say it with me if you can. This is a Lady Illyria Feathermoon from the Protectorate. How can you not know who she is? She is very famous.
Oh, Lord.
She makes so much money and has so much wine. Her family has everything. And you just dismissed her? You dismiss Lady Illyria? No, I do not think so. We do not dismiss the Feathermoons. Now,
What the fuck?
As you immediately as you approach, the short bows on the guards on top of the walls are like raised halfway in surprise of your sudden marching up to Isaac, and he starts to move his hand towards the handle of a battle axe that he has over his back. But when he sees it's just this purple Vistani with a pompadour, without any like large weapons,
no
and-
weapons. Completely unarmed.
and with that musculature, no armor, no weapons, he kind of, puts down his hand, waves to the people on the wall, gives you a cocky grin.
He like walks up with this whole Tom and Jerry like strutting forward, puffed up chest.
Yeah,
Like-
and he just smiles cockily as you approach, peers down on you, and says,
Do you like your job? Do you like your job? Because Lady Aurelia, if you just like ignore her or just don't let her in,
I can
mean-
shit on the name Federmore.
oh, you
While
don't
my
know
name
what you're
might
doing.
not mean much in these parts, I do think that some trades would benefit your town, and
Wonderfully put, Lady Aurelia. Wonderfully put.
things I would like to talk about with the
Was my
But it's-
burgomaster always invites trade? Lady Illyria Federmore. You come
What?
marching in with a Vistani. Which begs the question, little Vistani. Are you really a Vistani? Or are you the servant of this girl? Which one
I
is
think
it?
being even a servant of the Feathermore people would be far better than staying here with you. Nevertheless, the thing of the matter at hand here is, when was the last time you saw people like this? Is it every day that you see people from outside the mist come in asking for trade? When was the last time your burgomaster even heard of such an event?
Oh, shut up!
do bring
I
one.
don't think we need to talk to you anymore. I think we wait here until we get the burgomaster. You are clearly his lackey, and we want nothing more to do with you.
The two strange people over there, as well as that lady, is allowed to enter after having their wagon and their persons searched. But, little flamboyant Vistani, you are not.
Oh, really? So, should I just tell all your men, and he like raises his voice, that we will not be bringing in any wine into Vallaki? Oh, you're just going to have to deal without your wine. We have plenty here.
Apologize. I wasn't aware of any tensions, but I would very much like to at least have him come along. I don't know what you're talking about. He's a very devoted servant of House Feathermore.
You did. You did.
Sadness. Argyle presses past Holtz in a very, with a very tense expression, and he like half whispers, half shouts to Isaac. Don't you think there will be consequences if you do not let us search Vallaki for our missing Arabelle? We have been searching for days. There is nowhere else she could be. And considering those footsteps that we find on the beach, you do not want to start a war with us, mister. It's a bit of like a cold look between Argal and Isaac. The comment about wine not being in Vallaki does make some of the guards like whisper towards each other with each other, and looks being passed along. And Isaac definitely notice. Holtz pushes Argal back and says, "Come now, we can all deal with this in a civilized manner." And he turns his eyes towards Isaac and says, "Seeing how tense of a diplomatic situation we find ourselves in, and that your own expertise is maybe not geared towards this, Mrs. Strasny, I would think that the best for you and your men would be to call Baron Vargas Volakovich. Don't you think?" Isaac.
I'm gonna. Can I add on top of that?
Yeah, sure.
And next, I look over at what's his name? Ismark. Can you type out his name, because it's a very difficult.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, to look to Isaac and say, look, we don't want to cause a fuss. And I'm sure you don't want to deal with all the paperwork of dealing with a political scandal outside your gates on your watch when the Baron comes here. We will be in and out without a problem. We bring you your wine, we take a look around, we leave without causing a fuss. And he's going to try and, like, palm him some gold. Say, like, no fuss. And we are quiet as a mouse. And Lady Illyria, she gets to see the Baron, and I will like mention your name, how you were so very helpful, Isaac.
How much? How much gold?
10 gold.
Wow. That's an amount. He looks down at the purse in his hand. Not making any effort of like hiding it. He kind of like weighs it in his hand, throws it up and down, looks over the halls again, and he says, I was bored with this anyway. Fine. If you want to disturb the Burgomaster, then be my guest.
Well, thank you, Isaac. You've been very helpful. Come now, everybody, let's go.
And he turns around coldly and looks like at Nyx, and he says, small little Vistani who are servants wait here. And he goes through the gate, and the gate closes after him. Holtz like lets out a sigh, turns to the party with like a smile and says, well, I think that went pretty good.
Define good.
Well, we get to talk with the Burgomaster after all.
I didn't get to
guess.
shoot him in the head, so I don't think it was good.
Master Kelvin, what did we talk about being quiet about such matters?
Fine.
Very good. Well, now they're going to make us wait even longer, so if you wanna have some snacks, some water, sit down.
I had thought that they would let us in with that bribe.
We
I mean,
pocketed
they
your
did
money
it.
and left.
They did, but not thanks.
You said like everything will be fine. We'll just go in.
Illyria will Illyria will hand Nyx 10 gold pieces.
Out of
This
pity.
is like this deadpan look, like half closed eyes, like yeah, like it's a pity gold coin.
Wow, what pity! Wow.
Keep your
Disrespect.
money, Illyria. I just trying to do my best. It seemed like they weren't going to let us in at all.
Well, at least let me give you like half of it.
Keep it. I'm sure if something nice comes along that you think I'd like, I would enjoy a present much more than a gold coin.
I'd say I'd buy you a drink, but that seems to be a little bit of an issue right now.
True. It's fine. I don't know what else to do. I mean, if I have to wait out here, I have to wait out here, I suppose. But I hope the Burgomaster is a little bit more open to political /
If you're okay with playing my servant, maybe we can get you in.
Listen, I have done far worse for a lot less.
I would really like to know what
I
that
can
was
agree he has.
sometime.
Shh, Kelvin. Not that.
You're the one who said it.
Like, tiefling are also like part of the protectorate, right?
Yeah. They have like a mixture. But, you know, half elves. Half elves, I would say half elf, dragonborn and dwarf, I think would be like the biggest
Yeah,
percentages.
but like they are. Well, I know they are a thing. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah. They are. I mean, considering your backstory, definitely.
Yeah.
And as for the go down and say, even if we do sneak you in, well, if you're seen, it compromises a lot of things.
Let's just hope the Burgomaster is a little bit more open to this. I didn't think dealing with Isaac would be very helpful for any of us. He was immediately defensive and aggressive when he came out. I don't think. Yeah, well, let's just try
I know
and.
everything about you screams Vistani, Nix, but
But
we could always try to pass you off as a servant from beyond the mist that came with me.
well,
With those horns?
hey, they're nice
Well,
horns.
You know,
They're very nice, yeah. I wasn't saying they're bad, they're just fucking massive.
well, tiefling do exist in the Protectorate.
So what is
Yeah,
the
but I don't
difference
think they know
between Protectorate Tieflings and the Vistani?
I mean,
They're still horny.
I'm the same
I would
logic.
assume there isn't that much of a difference. Well, one weren't trapped in this land for generations.
True, but I don't think the Burgomaster is going to come out and ask me if I've been trapped in Barovia. But how could I pass myself off as a non-Vistani, in your opinion?
Well, I guess it would be more on me. I mean, if I can sell this whole I need to take you along thing.
Oh no, are you going to hit me, Illyria?
What?
Well, I don't know what kind of nobles are in the Protectorate as much as you do. So, do Vistani? Do Tieflings and the Protectorate have a decent position, or are they treated like the help?
Ah, yes, we keep them on a leash, you know.
So, sure.
Calvin looks distressed.
I mean, how well with Illyria would she like try to do this properly? So
Oh no, she makes it very clear that she's joking, and she's like,
Okay.
it doesn't really matter who you are in the Protectorate as long as you aren't an empire.
So, but I mean, we have a few minutes. What can I do to make myself look less Vistani and more Protectorate?
I mean, they've already seen you in the cloak, and
Well, yes, but the Burgomaster hasn't.
I mean,
Perhaps look more like a servant than a
Yeah, like, maybe
flamboyant.
try to get
yeah.
rid of the cloak.
How do I look more like a servant? Look at
The
me.
sun
I'm
flamboyant.
gorgeous.
You are.
Gorgeous servants are a thing.
Wait
not
a
talking
second.
about-
What?
I'm not talking about what you're thinking about.
special
Type of
kind
servants
of
do you have, huh? Special servants?
Look, I had this uncle, and I really don't want to talk about him.
How does that help me now, Illyria? We have 2 minutes.
Look, just get rid of the cloak and try to be a bit more humble for just a few minutes.
Humble. Huh.
I might
What if
have
I
to
turn
keep
my
the
cloak
word.
inside out? It's dark on the inside. Would that be helpful? More muted, less out there,
Yeah,
less flashy?
A bit,
Yes, less
yeah.
flashy.
bit
Servant.
less
Let's-
flashy, and just
Right.
well,
Boring. Got it. He will like take the sashes off of his tail, and like put them in his pocket, and like flip the coat inside out, and like it's like he's doing this in such a begrudging way. Like this is like, how can someone not live without color in their life? It's like, oh, ooh,
yeah.
Then he looks
And,
over to his best friend
Okay.
Kelvin wearing fucking normal
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelvin, give me your jacket.
Oh no!
It
It's
definitely
so
won't
small!
fucking
He
fit
thinks
you.
the only color that Illyria wears is like the sort of like parts that's like from the protectorate. Like
Yeah, I think you're wearing pretty like earthy colors to white. Like a spectrum
yeah, like
between
she's wearing
brown,
like
beige,
a
white.
white shirt and leather
Yeah.
armor and
Okay. He's got this. He has calligraphy tools.
Oh
He's
no!
going to.
Oh,
He's going
no.
to like. What? He wants to like
Don't
find
say-
some.
please
He's
don't
gonna-
please don't do a fake mustache.
Oh.
What do you want to do?
He wants to take some fabric, like some linen or something, like a patch, and he's going to like go up to Asphoda, who is wearing Protectorate garb, presumably,
Yeah.
with an emblem on it, presumably, like a badge.
Yeah.
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 And he's going to like basically slap the linen on it and like use an inkwell to like draw the like a trace the protectorate badge. And he's proficient with this, so he will like make a fake badge that looks still official, but poor looking,
It's basically like an Art Deco stylized dwarven face with swords as a beard.
metal. Okay.
Yeah.
And he will like quickly like stitch the badge like onto his lapel, which is where I think servants would keep anything that would be there.
The fuck's a lapel?
Like his collar, like on the front of his like his boob, on his boob.
Oh, over his chest. Over his chest.
On his
on his
man titty.
Over his
Yeah,
heart.
his move. His move.
He doesn't have boobs. He has impeccable pecs.
Calvin's probably seen him.
Yeah.
Many times.
And
Whether he wanted to or not.
onto the inside of his jacket, so which is now on the outside. He'll take like the rings and stuff and chains off of his horns, and like part his hair to be like, side part like accountant
Slick back.
style.
Oh no! All right. Your presence is normally 20, right?
Oh no! Don't do this.
Wait.
It will
So
drop down to a
tragic.
19.
Oh my
Like
God.
there's a +1 presence in your pompadour alone.
Oh, no. Okay, doing that means I have to change like 30 different things. I'm just gonna temporarily
It's
set
a
it to
joke.
19.
It's a joke.
Oh, it's a joke.
I thought you weren't
If
lying.
presence has anything to do with looking fancy, Illyria shouldn't have as much as she does.
Well, two different ways of.
Calvin's is appropriate. He doesn't have any.
I mean, let's say he looks more like Mad Men kind of style, rather than just like slicked down parted hair like some sort of creepy ass accountant.
So like a
With
fuck
with-
boy.
with a thin mustache,
Illyria is like, that's better, but
She hide
I'm not sure
laughing.
that's what we were going for.
I really can't fucking recognize you like that.
I mean, even if I look boring, I'm gonna look fabulous. So I'm doing my best.
I said I can't recognize you.
All right. When you guys finish with that, basically just when Nix is finished with his transformation, the
Sounds
gate
great.
Fabulous.
opens.
It's a makeover. Yeah.
Oh!
It's a makeover time. Oh,
Wait, was that not the
I'm not
animal?
is that
scared.
Odin?
Now that you say it.
it's not animating. Fuck. Okay, I will bring in the animated one.
Is that really not Odin?
No.
Wow.
The gates open once more.
No,
To
not Odin. Yeah, it is Odin. Fuck.
I mean, if every like silver fox, one-eyed man is called Odin, then I guess.
Have you ever seen him and Odin in the same room? I think not.
All right.
I think the more important question is, have you seen Odin?
All the time.
What?
Anyway, let's bring it in. Let's focus here on the end of this. He's wearing he's wearing noble garbs, really high quality, flaunting more expensive cloths, a mantle over his shoulders that basically like white wolf skin, that gives him a certain gravitas when he enters. There we go. And there's rings on his fingers, but he's not like dressed super ostentatious, but there's definitely a show of wealth and authority here. And one of his eyes seems to have been wounded, and there's just this cloth covering it, whilst his other eye is piercingly light blue. And there's this scowl on his face that turns into a very nervous and stressed and forced smile as he watches you. Takes a step outside of the gates, keeps a very like long distance to you guys. You just took one step out of the gates, no, not more. And you can see over his shoulder, as the gates haven't closed this time, there's a bit of a group of Vallakians that are gathering behind him, some paces away from the gates, not daring to come any closer, but is here out of curiosity of what's going on. He wrings his hands and he says, yes, what is this commotion? Out with it! What can I do for you?
Next, we'll take a look towards
Elliot
Arigal and
first look towards like Holtz and
yeah.
Yeah, you're letting them speak. Holt steps forward, his arms out, and he says with a large smile, Burgomaster Vargas Valakovich, I am so happy that you honor us with your esteemed presence and that you're willing to take a second look at my transgressions. Once again, I am terribly sorry. I wasn't aware of the high quality ore that I was bringing in the last time. I do hope that I'm able to make up it to you this time, and when you search my cart this time, I am sure that all of the ore is up to your standard. And he like makes a very small bow towards him, and he continues saying, I also bring wine free of charge as a bit of a gift to the city of Vallaki. I've heard that there's another festival coming up in just a few days, and that you're out of wine. I purchased this personally from the Bustani to make sure that there's some joviality at your upcoming festival. The burgomaster furrows his brow, but listens intently to everything that Holtz has to say, still like clasping his hands in front of him, and eventually says, I'm not so sure that you can actually make me believe that the last shipment was out of ignorance from you, Holtz. But hearing that you're willing to give us wine, I might, after inspecting your wagon, of course, be willing to look over and past your transgressions. But only if then. As I said, I promise the burgomaster that everything should be in order now. It turns towards you guys, looks back against the burgomaster, turns back to you guys and says, I also bring some guests. The burgomaster's his one steely blue eye nails into all of you and says, yes, I can see that you have brought some of them to my gates. What is the meaning of this, Holtz? Well, I think maybe Argar would be better. I don't want to hear anything from that one's mouth. Please, I don't want to be corrupted by their ways. You keep on speaking, Holtz. Sorry, Argal. There's one missing of the Vistani. A little girl named Arabelle. And I'm sure that if she was found inside of the city immediately, you would have brought them to the Vistani, because I know that you are a gracious burgomaster, Vargas. But the Vistani has been searching for almost a week now and haven't been able to find Arabelle. And I think it's their right to enter into Vallaki and make sure that she hasn't hidden herself there or somebody else took her. What are you insinuating? All is well in Vallaki. There is no crime such as that, and we would not allow anyone of that we wouldn't allow anyone of their kind inside. This is unnecessary.
Can Aswada incite the all is well in Vallaki?
Sure.
Damn, is that booty 9.10?
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm pretty sure Illyria at this point just assumes that everything's not well anywhere in this land.
It's not sunny in Vallaki.
It's never sunny in Barovia, huh? Well, you haven't observed this man for some time, not that long. You don't know his normal temperament, Asfira. And he seems rather high strung, so it's a little bit hard to tell sometimes his inflections, as he just seems to have one, which is high strung. Holt says, but surely we can come to some kind of agreement, Baron. We brought all this wine, and frankly, if I may approach, the burgomaster looks a little bit suspicious, looks around him, looks at the two guards beside him, and then nods his head and says, if that's what you wish. And takes a few more steps forward and lowers his voice out of respect so the crowd behind cannot hear, and he says, I have been in the Vallaki camp for some time. I know what you think of them and my affiliation with them, but this has nothing to do with that. This is an advice from highborn to highborn. There's a lot of tension in the Vallaki camp right now. And unless you allow them this gracious favor, I'm fearful that these tensions might boil over to something that both you and I do not want. Vargas furrows his bow, looks over to Aragal and the two Rustani bandits, or security or guards, I don't know actually what to call them, armed forces. And they're standing there very much on edge, really stiff, and every time that Vargas is basically calling them, you know, not by name, but insinuating like there's some kind of objects, there's more, their palpable tension increases. They are not happy with how they're being addressed as. By that point, there's somebody in the crowd behind Vargas that breaks out of it. A large man, half elf, not as tall as Isaac or anything, but he's both. He's had his fair amount of food and wine in his life, more barrel shaped than anything. With black hair, long black beard with these grey and white strands in it, making it a little bit salt and pepper. And he seems to be dressed in common clothes, but a cooking apron that is tied around his waist. There are some guards, keeping the people away from Vargas in this situation at the gates. But they recognize who he is, and after a pleading from him, they let him pass, so he's able to walk up to the burgomaster. And Vargas seems to jump a little bit, to take a step back to give some distance between them two, but then begrudgingly accepts his presence. Mr. Martkov, are you interested in this too? Well, I frankly, we need that wine. I'm sure that we can come to a favorable deal, you and I, but I think that we should let them in with the wine for the festival's sake, Baron. And it takes a few steps back. Even though he tried to keep his voice down, it's obviously that some in the crowd heard what he had said, and the rumor spreads like a wildfire between them, and the mention of wine does get the people's hope up, and Vargas notices that. Do you jump in at any point during this?
I mean, it seems like they got this.
Yeah, I'll wait until this time I wouldn't just go marching off. I'll wait for the party knows what he wants to do, if something needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's ready and waiting to do such a thing, but this seems okay for now.
Yeah.
The burgomaster looks at the party in front of him, considers everything that has been said, and then bring the one forward. Who is it? Who is supposed to enter?
Yes, we'll go forward.
Yeah, Aragorn turns to you and like.
Come on. Okay. Nix will walk in the most like boring way possible that you can imagine.
I mean,
Wow, calling Kelvin out like this.
can be a. I mean, if this thing works, then like you don't have to be like. I feel like our plans are kind of clashing right now.
Too late. He's
Boring
putting
walk.
on the role of being boring guy or trying to be.
Just follow Kelvin.
He watches Kelvin and like immediately stops like moving his hips as he walks, and he's like all like a
Yeah, don't
board.
strut your stuff because Kelvin doesn't have stuff.
It's like he kind of trudges like a gnome.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay.
You really just said that.
Gnomes trudge.
Vargas takes
You
a
need to
step
say it.
forward, leans down slightly so he can like put his one good eye in the right angle to really look at you, and he leans in and he says very quietly, Do you worship the devil?
To who?
As
To
in
who?
me.
Who does he say to?
Yeah, to you.
Oh.
Like as you walk forward, he like leans down, takes a good look at you, and then whispers to you. Do you worship the devil?
He looks him dead in the eyes, stands straight, like he's about to basically, serve him a restraining order. And
Heard that before.
like that's his posture. And he says, I don't think I know what you're talking about. There is no devil in the Protectorate. I am here to serve Lady Illyria.
But I was told that you were going to be a representative of the Vistani searching for this missing child.
Lady Illyria loves children and fostering good political ties with neighboring nations.
All right, let me get let me get a deception presence here.
Let me go.
A deception presence.
Yes.
Okay.
It actually hurts me to hear Nyx like that. Kelvin is physically distressed at that, just hearing him like that, just like.
Give some pain.
If this goes bad, I'm gonna use inspiration. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god! 3 in a row!
What is the chance of that? What is the chance of
It's like
the odds be 20 times 20 times 20?
0.02 or something like that. It's super duper
Yeah.
low.
It's like 0.03% chance.
Yeah.
Isn't it like 20 times 20 times 20? Or something?
Yeah,
I
by
Yeah,
can't
percentage.
it's a 20th
Yes, then it's
of
1
a
in
20th
8,000.
of a 20th.
Yeah, 1 in 8,000. Yeah.
It is 1 in 8,000.
The dice gods are with Nyx today.
Damn.
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 Yeah.
boy!
He straightens and says a little bit like a surprised look in his face, and he says, "Well, you're not allowed to go into anybody's private home or any official government building without proper escort, and you need to follow all the rules that normally Vallaki has, and be searched, and your belongings. Do you accept this?"
Of course, the Protectorate would not have it any other way. This is how it's always done. God, it's really hard.
For us too, I guess.
We can hear the strain. Just
Lol. Vargas gives you like one last look and then turns to all of you and says, as long as you follow the laws of Vallaki, I found this acceptable. All will be well. And he turns with like a flip of his cloak together with like the two guards. And there's guards from above that starts like climbing down to start like the process. Let's see. Yeah, oh god, it's 3:30 already that we've been going.
Illyria gives
Sadness.
like a sorry.
No, you carry on.
She gives like this polite smile, and then as soon as he turns around, she just sort of like grabs Nyx like by like the collar and just drags him back and is like, "What the fuck was that?"
But they're just channeling what I think the protector is like outside. It's
As for
Pretty
that,
boring, but at that point, when that worked out, you know you were supposed to play the Vistani that's supposed to investigate.
well, no one's going to be watching boring people doing some sort of, I don't know, paperwork, auditing. What the hell do you do, Mr. Directorate?
I sort of just like pat Nyx on the back and say, I am very impressed.
Thank you. I was
Are
half
you
expecting
okay?
you to say guidance, but you know.
Alright.
I am simply impressed.
Well, and with that, the gates are open. The guards are swarming out to search your wagon, search your persons, and we are going to see if there are any problems with that next time on Curse of Mother Mystery. Dum dum dum!